band that has defined themselves over decades as not just being a wild hip hop group, not just being a group that somehow is associated with the pop Fago more than anyone in the world, not just someone that's associated with horror elements and all the wildest sides of life. Oh, also, they're incredible proprietors of professional wrestling as well. So we're going to get into all of it. Violent J, Insane Clown Posse. What a time of year. Spooky season. Seems like you're at your sweet pocket here, your time of the year, bud.
That's right. The only time we seem to make sense is on Halloween. That's when everybody paints their face like us.
That's just normal. We walk around. We look fine. We're like that little pocket in October. It's like, all right, yeah, we can walk into a gas station. Not a big deal.
Do you know what Devil's Night is, brother?
Yeah, that's the night before. That tends to be like there's some cities on the East Coast. Chicago, we haven't got that. That's like what the night before Halloween. That tends to be like a lot of mischief.
Halloween. Yeah, they used to burn the city up. You know, all the abandoned houses and buildings. They would burn them down. You know, I remember growing up like that, seeing that on the news. You know, the massive fires. You know, and now they started having volunteers drive around with little yellow flashing lights on the roof of their car. You know, and now there's thousands and thousands of volunteers. There's more volunteers than there are regular cars out there. You know what I mean? And so it's definitely helped put a dent in all the damage that used to be done. And the volunteers have sort of made Devil's Night not what it used to be, you know. But when I was a kid, we used to sit on the roof with the hose, you know, because they wouldn't just burn everything down. They would also come and toilet paper everything and throw eggs and everything, you know what I mean, or whatever. And so we would sit on the roof with the hose and squirt anybody get near the house, you know.
we were more of I grew up in more of the toilet paper time. Thankfully, not the public fires time.
Yeah,
so.
That was more like in the ghettos, you know. I was living when I was a little kid. I lived out in the suburbs, so we just had the hose to prevent the massive damage from the toilet papering and the eggs. Reading reviews and stuff from people that have when they're talking about our events. A lot of times, the stuff at the gathering, for example, they'll say, you know, the show didn't even start till 2 a.m. And you know, and when you first read that, you're thinking it's unorganized and it's late, and that's why it's like that. But it's not unorganized and it's not late. The gathering is very much a night event. You know, people sleep during the day. It's hot. You know, it's a night event. The main stage doesn't even get off till midnight. You know, so that's when the nightlife really comes alive at the gathering. So to have a show at 2 a.m. sounds crazy on paper, but it's the ideal time at the gathering. You know. And because of things like that, where they're so different, you know, when you read about it and hear about it, it sounds a lot crazier. Like those things would be a negative point to the show, but they're actually positives when you're there. You know, they're actually things that make it cooler. You know, and yeah, you know, we definitely are big on entertainment, but we're using top talent. I mean, we're using the top guys we can get, you know, and the same guys that are in these highly respected promotions, you know, and we this is our first passion. We were wrestlers before we made music. Both of us were independent wrestlers before we ever painted our face, you know. So wrestling is our first love, and we feel a very much a part of that community. And fucking ICP itself is a damn tag team. It's a wrestling gimmick almost. We got clown paint on, you know what I mean? I mean, like, it's very much entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
And we've always been proud to stand up and say we're entertainers, you know? We a lot of hip hop, they say keep it real. We keep it entertaining, you know? We all have to live in a real world, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, but man, we feel like we're getting our flowers. Recently, ICP has been, you know, we're here in New York right now about to walk the red carpet at the MTV VMAs, which is something we've never done. You know, so we're definitely getting our flowers and things. We're still rising. You know, we're getting breaks that we've never gotten before. An invite to this today is cool. You know, but if I could have anything, you know, my heart and my passion right now are very much in JCW, and I would like to see JCW get its respect. And what I mean by that is as a legit American successful independent wrestling company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
No different than Billy Corgan with NWA. You know what I mean? Like I want people to know that JCW is not just for juggalos. It's good wrestling, it's good entertainment, and it's fun. You know what I mean? And I think it's happening. I don't have any complaints. I'm talking to you here right now. You know,
Yeah.
we're getting lucky. People are paying attention. You know what I mean?
And also, you brought out. I wanted to bring up your wrestling past. You've been able to with Shaggy and all the different things you've been able to do with JCW and ICP. Bring this into mainstream culture. You guys were a part of the Attitude Era in WWE. You were in WCW. You guys got to do some incredible things in wrestling as this incredibly established like rap act that people knew outside of it. It's such a wild duality. Tell me about those times you got to be on television with WWE and WCW, and what did that mean for your career outside of it?
I don't know what it did for our career, if it elevated us or what, but I know what it did for us as people.
Mhm.
It's just as the coolest shit we ever did in our life, Like I took a Stone Cold Stunner, we got to wrestle the Road Warriors, what I'm saying? I got to wrestle Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, just you know, I very much believe in the secret or the laws of attraction or the powers of positive thinking, All that time as kids, knowing we were going to be wrestling stars, even though when I turned 19, my dream changed and Shaggy's dream changed, and we no longer wanted wrestling, we wanted music now. We had already applied all that positive energy toward that dream. So when we were 26, it ended up coming back to us and knocking on our door like, you still want this wrestling dream, Like, because what happened was the WWE called us and asked us to make ring music for one of their teams. And we were like, do you motherfuckers know we wrestle? And, and they were like, no. And we were like, we wrestle, man. And they flew us out there and we wrestled for them. And we debuted at SummerSlam at Madison Square Garden.
What?
Yeah, man. That's where we debuted. And we got to do that with them for like 3 months until we quit. We walked out the side door, because we were like tired of going every Monday. It started to get too much. But then we went to WCW and wrestled there and got to go on tour with them on 2 different runs to WCW. And man, it's just, I'm so extremely grateful that we got to do that, man. Like, it's just the coolest thing ever. And we're not one of them, man. We're not one of them. Like, we're in awe of those guys,
Okay.
It's the same way at for the music. Like when we did Riot Fest last year, we're not one of them. We're in awe of those guys backstage. You know what I mean? Like, we're forever scrubs, man. We're forever real people. And we just don't feel part of that cool kids club. No matter what happens, no matter what type of accolades we receive or what type of success we see, we never feel part of that club. We're always in awe of that shit. You know what I mean? And I can tell you this, as kids, me and Shaggy used to wonder when there would be like a 6-man tag team going on, and one guy would be in the ring wrestling, the other 2 guys would be outside waiting to tag in. They would be talking to each other, and we used to wonder, what are they saying? What are they saying to each other? Well, I could tell you what me and Shaggy were saying when we were outside of the ring. We were like, "Can you believe this shit, bro? It's a sold out arena. We're on WWE TV." We'd be just tripping out the whole time because we're not one of them. We're not a part of it. We're in awe of those guys, And you think we'd be at more comfortable in music, but we're not. You know what I mean? Like when I'm talking to Billy Corgan, I'm like, I can't believe I'm talking to Billy Corgan. I'm talking to, no matter how much I talk to him, I never get used to it. Like we don't feel a part of that world. We feel like we're about to do the MTV Music Awards. I feel like we're gonna get kicked out, bro. I swear to you, I feel like they're gonna be like, no, there was a mistake. You guys ain't supposed to be here. Get out of here. That would be the only thing that makes sense.
Find Carson Daly, put him through a table, make a scene.
I tell you what, if they try to kick us out, I'm not going out of there silently.
Work turns into a shoot, brother. Watch out.
That's right, man.
You brought up all that success and being an outsider, but you bring up doing the VMAs. There is a great, I think, level of people coming back around that maybe were like, they're this other thing. Like they're the outsiders. They're right below mainstream culture. They're this, they're that. I think people are starting to come back around to that. And I got to bring this up. I had this conversation with someone who is a big juggalo. And they know I work in wrestling and they know I work in music. And we were talking about how you guys are getting a respect. You guys got to be on Riot Fest. They're like, they should be on Riot Fest all the time. They should be on this all the time. And then he goes, they deserve to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. And he's like, they put in all these celebrities that come in and do this and this. I was like, look what they did. They brought a lot of people to wrestling as an entertainment act and then treated it with respect and presented it as best they could and love it. They truly love it. Would that be something you would be down for? If WWE called and said, hey, you guys want to come out, put the face paint on, here are 2 rings, go give a speech and get your Faygo flavored flowers, if you will.
I would literally be blowing whoever it was that called through the phone. Brother, look, I don't think we have any business being in the WWE Hall of Fame, all right? But with Kid Rock being in it, now it's a whole new discussion, okay? Because we definitely have more business being in it than Kid Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As far as us in our history with wrestling and what we've done in wrestling, the places we've been, the things we've done. And I'm not talking about us being in there as wrestlers on that Hall of Fame. I'm talking about the celebrity wing.
Yeah.
You know
I'm being specific about that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So if Kid Rock's in it, that means we should be in it too. We could be in it. I don't want to come across wrong and say, yeah, we should be in it. But what I'm saying is it makes more sense, the possibility of us one day being in it, after 20 more years of the stuff we're doing, who knows, right? Another 20 years of us doing things in wrestling. It could happen one day. They could ask us one day. I'd probably be more excited about that than I would being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
Because that was our first love. You know what I mean? Like wrestling is it relieves anxiety from me. Like when I put on old wrestling, I can tap out of all my current stresses or anything, and I can just sort of it's like brings relaxation to me, because it's something that's been in my life all my life, and before anything else, So it would mean everything to us to be in that Hall of Fame, man. It would just be unreal. I can't think of a bigger honor than that. I just can't even imagine what that would be like.
Hey, start the campaign. ICP for the WWE HOF, man. I'm for it. Psychopathicrecords.com is where you can go and get the information. The Train of Terror tour is running. ICP is going to be on stage, and you get JCW Championship Wrestling at the same show. So this is awesome. All in one show, all in one night. There is tour dates coming up in St. Louis, Columbia, Missouri, right by us in Chicago. You can see them at the Raven in Milwaukee, up the road, and not too far away at the Forge. So that's the Raven, Milwaukee on October 28th, and the Forge in Joliet on October 29th. Everything you want for that live wrestling web series, Lunacy. You can check that out. All the links at psychopathicrecords.com. See them on all the different streaming platforms. Follow them on the YouTubes. Watch Lunacy, the live wrestling web series on there. New episodes every week. Violent J, thank you so much for the time. So excited, man. Come back to Chicago. We're looking forward to seeing you again, man.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, man. Check me out on Instagram, violentj.icp. I think it's at violentj.icp. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you talking to me, man.
Who are you excited to see at the VMAs?
Oh, man. Eminem's going on first out here.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Stand up and give him a standing ovation for the hometown boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Detroit represent, man.
That's
Appreciate it.
Man.
All right,
excited,
take care.
Man.
Thank you for the time. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a good one.
Take care. Much love.